Hi, this is Righteous Sun. So this is the first episode of the series, Self-Care Mommy Moments. We don't want to keep it to just moms, of course, but I can't lie, I'm a mom, so we really don't give a lot of time to ourselves. We give that a lot to our children. And so, spouses and family and friends, and sometimes in places where we don't need to be giving all of our energy. And so it is really important as moms, because we are givers that way and we are nurturers, that we really do make time and to nurture ourselves. So in the first episode, we have Rose. She's a good friend of mine, so I asked her, I can't lie, I asked her to do this. She was a little hesitant, but I said, this is a wonderful opportunity because we always have great conversations.
Yes.
And we always enjoy talking about all of these moments that we have. So
in the company.
Yeah, in the company. It's always nice. That's important too. Get together as women. We don't do that all the time because we're taking care of kids. And so by the time we're done, we're exhausted. Just so important to connect with other women because we realize we have a lot more similarities than, we might not realize or realize.
Right. Or not realize.
However it works out. So I want to do just a quick introduction. So Rose, tell us about yourself. I know everything about Rose, but Rose, tell us about yourself.
I am a mother of two. My oldest son, he's 11. My daughter's 9. So they're at that independent stage of taking care of themselves. Yay! I got all the spare time now.
We do dances for that. Yes. We wait for those moments.
Right? So I'm not only a mother, I have my own business. So I make dream catchers. It's my outlet to be able to focus my energy into something more than just being a parent or a friend. It's a way that I can express myself and who I am. Most people, they choose dance, singing, items like that, things like that. I do dance too.
I love to dance.
But it's just a way to get hands-on, express yourself, and enjoy doing what you're doing and giving that back to the world. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm 29.
So you're on the verge of your dirty 30s.
Yes. Right.
What's gonna be
soon. Don't remind me. I feel like I'm getting old. The gray hair,
And those who are older are like, shut up.
You're right.
Right? Those are things. And then people who are older than me are like, really shut your face. All right? Like, you're only 36 years old. Forget it. People who are like 40 are like, you don't know anything yet.
Yeah. Sometimes when you have kids, though, you feel kind of old.
Yes. Yeah, they do suck the life out of you.
Yes.
That is very true.
Sure.
So, as we are here talking about self-care, how do you think your life was before you started to take care of yourself?
Oh, I was taking care of everybody, friends, family, everybody. Anytime someone got sick, I would take them to the doctors, and I would totally forget about myself to the point that it manifested into something more. I was sick. I was going to doctors, finding out I had cervical cancer, and then finding out that I had thyroid, and now I have anemia. So it's manifested into something more because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was giving my energy and my time to other people that I just put myself on the back burner, and I paid for it. So my life wasn't the greatest. I was mom. I was everyone that, I was the person that everybody depended on, and all of a sudden I got sick, so no one could depend on me anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do get into moments where I do too. I give until, like, it's like the universe or creator says, time to crash. Like, I'm going to knock you down so that now you don't have a choice. You have to. And I hate getting to that point. And I do remember somebody saying, like, don't ever let yourself get to that point. Listen to your body before it gets to that point. I can't even lie. I don't really listen to my body like I should, or I do listen to it, or okay, no, I wouldn't say I listen to it. I hear it, but I'm not actually listening and heeding its advice. So I will get to that moment of knock you down and I'm out for the count. And I never get sick. So I definitely hear what you're saying about that, and about connecting like that. And it is important to listen.
Not only that, you know, you look like a grunge, and then your kids are dressed well, your spouse is looking all hot, and you're just sitting over here like a mom in track pants with a t-shirt with probably poop on the side of your shoulder that you don't realize you got on there.
We are currently actually wearing I'm wearing black tights. I was wearing black tights anyway. The only thing is we just don't have any poo or anything on us anymore.
Yes, because they're too old.
They're too old, exactly. So
if there's brown stuff, you got to question, right?
But as moms, we still do, I can't lie, I still wear like black tights every day, all day, and if I could, I wear track pants.
Because it's comfortable.
It is comfortable, but it is also important to remember who you were before the track pants and stuff, right? You couldn't have gotten a guy if you were wearing track pants. Well, maybe you could have, but you know,
guys like the yoga pants.
These days, now right? It's the yoga pants. That is true. So I have a whole lot of those. It shows a lot.
Yes.
So I guess that would tie into like your self-care epiphany or your moment. Did you have any like feelings during that time where you were like, maybe I am giving too much? Like, you know, you have moments where you're like, maybe I am giving, but I'm still not going to listen. I'm just going to keep giving because that's my ways and that's what I should be doing and I should be nurturing like that. But was there ever a moment that after you found out that you had cervical cancer, you were like, I should have maybe listened a little bit more? Like you sort of knew that emotionally you weren't feeling well? Because they always say it's like when you're unbalanced physically, you're usually unbalanced emotionally and spiritually and mentally. So was there a moment where you're like, oh God, I saw all of the steps to this point? Not so much the cervical cancer, but just to the point of being that sick.
Well, before I had my daughter, after I had my son, I got a test. So I had abnormal cells. I prolonged it and waited and waited and waited until after my daughter, until a year after my daughter, when I went back and said, you know what, I'm just going to get tested because something's not right. I'm bleeding all over the place. Like, it just wasn't normal, my normal. And I decided to get checked, and sure enough, it turned to stage 1. So I have a lot of regrets about that. I maybe feel like I should have gotten treated a lot longer. Maybe I wouldn't have had to go through as a rough time as I did go through. And not even just that, going through everything all at once. Because I went through everything at once, it deteriorated my mental health. I literally had to work from ground up to remember who I was as a person, because somehow along the way, I had forgotten who I was as a person. So that was my aha moment, was when I got treated and I said, you know what, I can't wait. I can't be afraid of the doctors. I can't be afraid of, you know, this doomsday diagnosis that they have, because I know in my heart that I'm not doing the right things. So it's, of course, it's going to accumulate into dis-ease and other symptoms and stuff like that. So I decided that it was my turn to take care of myself, because if not, I wouldn't be here for my children, and they need me. So at this point, do I still slack sometimes on my health? Of course, everyone does.
Yeah, we all do.
I still nurture, I still love, I still take care of what I need to take care of, but I'm also taking care of myself and keeping myself in the back of my head to make sure that I get the proper treatment, or even just spiritual connections.
Yeah.
Eating healthy diet is number one. It just everything, you know, you really got to put your mind to yourself, because if not, you're no good to anybody.
Yeah, it's really true.
Right?
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. Definitely been in those moments where I'm like, I'll get to myself later.
Mm-hmm.
I've had those moments. Like, you know, especially before kids, I was like, okay, I already had my time. And so now it's okay for me to sit back
Mm-hmm.
and give it to them. And, you know, in the beginning stages, it was all right, but I got three. So after a while, I was like, okay, so when is it my turn?
I only got energy for one.
Right. What was
Right.
I thinking? And then 3 later, I realized, whoa, if I keep doing this, which I love every single one of them,
Mm-hmm.
but if I keep having more kids, it's more of my energy that I really need to start refocusing on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you give a lot during pregnancy,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yes.
100%, and then the aftercare, it actually takes like a year really to like
For
get
your
back to
body.
your normal state. So can you imagine?
And even then, you're not normal state because your mentality has changed as well.
Right. Like a lot of us go through postpartum and we don't talk about it, right? And we go through it in different ways. So I agree with that. Yeah. So the last question would be, what tips, or no, what are your self-care? So what is it that you do? We didn't get into that.
Self-care. So more doctor's appointments, keeping up with my health. So I do eat a healthier diet. I changed my diet completely, even though my family doesn't follow. Those are my self-care is, you know, even if you just need to take a shower for an extra 10 minutes to get away, or go for a walk, you know, get some fresh air without the children. Hopefully, you know, daddy or whoever is helping you take care of the child. If not, you always have school time. So when the kids are in school and you're a single parent and you need to get out, go for a walk. Go do what you need to do for yourself.
Yeah, and don't feel, sorry to interrupt, but don't
okay.
feel guilty.
Yes.
As I did a lot of that. I will do things and I'll feel so guilty afterwards, or I will even guilt myself into not doing it. I did that a lot, where I would guilt myself into, oh, I'll just get my hair done later. It's not a big deal. Deep down, I really wanted to do those things. And I like put it so far back, like my hair actually got really damaged. And I lost a lot of it.
My hair sounds like a garbage
bag.
bag.
So like, when those kids are at school, man, I got 3 of them. Don't feel guilty, right?
Yeah.
When they're in school for a reason. So
indulge in yourself.
Yeah, that's the only time you can, because as soon as those kids come home, or if you're working and you come home and you walk through that door, that is it. You can't really do anything else other than devote your entire attention and time to them, because that's what they need at that moment. And it's not until they go to bed that you get your quiet time. So, yeah, don't feel guilty about taking that time.
Don't feel guilty about looking good and feeling good.
Or even
because it's the most important. Because if you don't feel good, no one else is going to feel good around you, because we know we already got mood swings.
You're totally right. Exactly, right? Take the time to rest. Yeah. I don't do enough of that, but that's something.
I take naps
all
the time. When I feel exhausted, I have to take a nap.
Yeah,
it's my recharge moment.
Right, and it is important. Yes. I mean, if you breastfed, or even still, you got to feed those little newborns. We lose a lot of sleep, like so much sleep,
and nutrients ourselves too.
Oh my gosh, that like, if you're taking a nap, you're just taking a nap from like maybe like the 10 years of since you've had the children, right? Like my oldest is 11, so literally for like 11 years I've lacked a lot of sleep in between there. I'm trying to get it back, or I'd like to get it back. So
don't need to get rid of the bags,
right? Sleep, huge.
Yes.
All right. So even though we are starting to talk about tips of what to do, what would be your specific number one tip for self-care that you think a woman should have, or a mom should have, that might maybe have the similar or is going through maybe the similar things of, you know, not really taking care of themselves medically in terms of going to the doctor and stuff? What would you maybe gear it to? Or I would say this, I like this question. What would you say to like your old self about self-care? Like a tip that you would give to your old self?
Get plenty of rest. Meditate maybe. Take time for yourself. Get enough sleep. Eat healthier. Take vitamins, which is like number one, because we're women, we lose blood, so that just drains the energy out of you as well. And be kind to yourself. You know, that's the most important, is to just love yourself. Don't beat yourself up over little things. If you can't do something, don't feel guilty about it. You know, we're all human, we all make mistakes, we all need our time, we all need to focus our energy on not just one thing but many things, and it's hard. You need to stop getting so much in your head, right? Because we overthink everything.
We do.
And we're too much in our head.
Right.
So we need to be able to focus that energy somewhere else. Instead of being so much in your head, maybe do rather than think, right? So that way we can accomplish so much more as well.
Very true.
What about you?
So what would I tell my old self about self-care? Don't apologize for like taking care of yourself. I guess that like guilt is a huge thing. I would feel really guilty about doing anything for myself that I did absolutely nothing for myself. And my family could totally attest to that. Yeah. Like, take this gift card and only buy for you, not for the kids. Yeah. You know? And I was like it would really be a struggle for me to like do that, to really say,
I'm still struggling on that, actually. Every time I'm out, I always buy something for the kids or something for my spouse.
Right.
And I really want something, but I feel guilty when I buy it because I feel like I just spent all the money and, oh my gosh, what are we going to do next week?
Right.
So
and it feels good to give too, right? Like
I get nothing.
I do feel good to give to my children. I love that feeling of making them feel happy. By
but you
giving.
Can't give every time.
Exactly. And so sometimes we can get into that habit, and that would be my number one thing, is to like take time for yourself. Whatever it is that you enjoyed maybe before you had kids, like, I don't care. I'm 36 years old. I still love going out with a bunch of girls and having fun and going out and dancing. I'm not dead yet. So that's a major thing. I do like to do that. I would even feel guilty and just like not even leave the house. Like it's a huge event to get all moms together, because we have to strategically plan around everybody and the kids and how they're going to feel and whatever. And, you know, most dads don't really have to do that. They can just be, I'm going out to, you know, with my friends to play pool or poker or whatever it is. And it's okay. But this guilt that is put on, and I think that is put on because we never leave, that the kids really do feel like you are mine forever. And if we don't teach them to separate and go off and be somewhere else, that they can be independent, that they can become more confident in themselves away from mommy is not just that, you know, they're everything, which is okay, but it becomes after a while a crutch. I think that's what it became for me. Like I kind of needed them there for me to be somebody, and without them I didn't know who I was. And so it took a while for me to realize who I was. I'm still trying to figure that out. And I think this series will sort of help me to figure that out more and to bring out that voice that was this small. And I really need to express that with other women too, because I feel like once you do that and you connect, it starts to flourish and something starts to happen. I don't know what it is, but like it just starts to flourish, and everything starts to grow, and it becomes like a nice high sort of to connect with other women and to do that and to
and an outlet.
An outlet.
A big outlet.
Yeah, that's huge.
Because we need the support, right?
Right. And we need to talk about those things. And not everybody has those self-care. And a lot of people will really think self-care. They think of really being selfish.
It's not
two
selfish.
different things. Two different things, right? Selfish is you don't give a shit about nobody. Self-care is you care, but you also care about yourself, and you are willing to set boundaries for yourself to protect yourself and to protect your family, right? When you are protecting yourself, you have enough energy to give back to them and to be able to hold it down for every member of your crew, right? So yeah, that would be my main thing. Just don't feel guilty. Love yourself like love yourself like that yummy piece of cake.
Because if you don't love yourself, no one else will do
No
it for
one
you.
and it's true. Yeah, it's really true.
Final thoughts?
This was great. I really enjoyed that. We were trying to make it 15 minutes. We went over by 5, but that's okay. So we hope you held in for the whole 20 minutes. At the end of each episode, I really want to, give a platform and to promote whatever it is that you are doing and what it is that you create, because we all create stuff. We all have gifts and talents, and I really want to give that a shout out. So do you want to give a little snippet of what you do? She makes amazing dream catchers. They're ridiculous. I don't have this talent because I have no patience whatsoever, but
this is one of them.
It's gorgeous.
This is a moon crescent that I make. And mind you, these take a lot of time. Like, one of these would take me like 3 days.
So it takes you like 3 days.
Yeah, depending on the material that I use.
And they can catch you on your website, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a website?
I have a Facebook page, so you can follow me on Catch a Dream at summers.ca.
The Facebook page.
Or sorry, Catch a Dream Summers Collection on Facebook. Yes.
We're going to try and do our best. We're just really trying to figure out all of this technical stuff, but we will hopefully have a little caption down below of her Facebook site that you can connect to her, and you can, I guess, DM you, right?
I also make dream catchers, headbands, earrings, keychains. So I'm more of like, I catch the attention of the younger generation, of course. So a lot of these items are asked for by clients. So I make them custom made rather than pre-made. So all these are chosen by clients, different styles, different techniques, different colors.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Very cool. I'm really excited about this first episode. That's how excited I am.
Right?
I really, really enjoyed this. I can't lie, I was super nervous. I'm a really shy person. If a lot of you who tune in and you know me, as Rashida, I'm really shy. As Righteous Sun, I'm a little bit different. So I hope you enjoyed our first episode of Self-Care Mommy Moments. This was Righteous Sun. I hope you enjoyed this. And this is Rose Summers, also known as
Catch a Dream.
Right. And Earthly
Angel.
Angel as well.
Yes.
Right? She does
do blogs.
She does a little blog as well. And so any way to connect, feel free. We look forward to seeing you next week. We post every Friday. So stay tuned.